what frustrated me through all of this is I had it all in me to fix all of this, but yet I had to go through all these different medications and have a lot of side effects with them and really not really heal. I had to apply the knowledge that I had within me that lives inside and just apply that, and that's what helped me heal. In the beginning of 2020, before the world changed, I was diagnosed with severe depression and anxiety. Obviously, because of what was happening in the world, that did not help my situation. But I was seeing a therapist and to try and help me through that time, and things were not getting any better. I was in the darkest time of my life, and she actually referred me to a psychiatrist, and they thought that the only way to help me was to put me into antidepressants, which they did, but then I went through all the side effects that you can imagine. So they had to keep changing my medication from one antidepressant to another to try and find out one that suits me. My psychiatrist jokingly said one day that I was a textbook example of what could go wrong with medications, with prescription drugs. When they finally did find one, I took that on a regular basis. And prior to that, I was a very holistic person. I did not believe in medication. I tried to heal from within. But I had to do that because it was a very dark time of my life. Even if I watched movies or any genre, whether it was comedy, romantic movies, or war movies, they would trigger my depression. And so my therapist advised me, don't watch any movies. Look for things that would, you've got a scientific background, and look for something that would bring you joy. So maybe look for some documentaries. And my husband, the great support that he is, he found the Heal documentary. And Dr. Joe was interviewed over there, and what Dr. Joe said really resonated with me. But I didn't look into it any further. A few months later, my sister sent me a link, and she's like, you gotta watch this guy. It was a podcast of Dr. Joe on YouTube, and she's like, you gotta watch this. And I did. And that was when I decided I'm going all in. What Dr. Joe was teaching, it resonated with me 100%. I was like, this is it. I'm going to work on this, and when I commit to something, I do it 100%. So October 1st, 2021, I started Dr. Joe's work. I purchased the formula from his website, and then I purchased some additional meditations that he has there, and I went all in. October 1st is when I started, and I religiously meditated. November 23rd was the last day I took my drugs. I knew it, and I remember the date so well because it was just before Thanksgiving. I took that pill, and I just knew it. This is the last day I'm ever going to take an antidepressant. Obviously, my psychiatrist didn't think so. She was monitoring me very closely, and within a few months, she was like, okay, I think you got this. I'm really grateful for what he teaches, Dr. Joe. I'm of Indian origin, so yoga, meditation, a lot of the things that he teaches has been part of our culture. But I never understood it. My mom, when we were kids, my mom would try and make us do our meditations early in the morning, but I would do my prayers, but not really understand why, so obviously it didn't stick. But then when I came across Dr. Joe, the way he applies science and me having an analytical mind, it was like a light bulb that went off. And it just makes so much more sense. And he makes it so easy for everybody to understand, even laymen who don't even have a science background. He makes it very basic, and it's so easy to follow through with what he teaches. And I'm forever grateful for my path, for him coming onto my path and me getting introduced to his work.